Hello YouTube, this is Reverend Evan Sackett. When I started the Visual Circle Church, the whole intention behind all of it was to remind people that they were in charge of their own destiny and they were in charge of their own individuality. But now I see that the reality is that the reality of the powers that be stops us from pursuing our destiny. We want to pursue our destiny, but we are handicapped in terms of funding, in terms of our current life situation, in terms of employment. Everyone gets out of high school with mega dreams of becoming movie stars, rock stars, and millionaires. But how many people actually accomplish those dreams? We do good just to find a decent job. We go to college for years and years and years. We get out of college and we find out that the job we want requires 2 more years of college than we have. It's getting too goddamn fucking hard to make it in America. It's just too much for us to take anymore. We are working 12-hour days to go to school so we can end up with $50,000 worth of student loans that we have to pay back by working at a fucking goddamn gas station. The fact is, our country has spiraled out of control. The demands that corporate America has made on American citizens has become beyond realistic. Far beyond realistic. And I'm thinking in terms of 15, 20 years down the road. Right now everything is still, in a sense, subtle. But I'm thinking 20 years from now, what's going to happen when corporate officers are demanding that every single employee, all the way down to the fucking janitor, has to have a master's degree just to work for them. I mean, you know, we're spending thousands of dollars for college to get a $20,000 a year job and spend 10 years repaying the loans that we had to get to go to college to get this fucking worthless job that we despise utterly. We live so remotelessly lacking the things that we need and certainly the things that we want, while other people, CEOs are the ones that come to mind, are making $250 million fucking salaries. What's wrong with that picture? Can you tell me what's wrong with that? It's just like the former president of my company that I currently work for. I can't tell you the name, but he was paid, I don't know how much, probably $20 million a year to be president. Okay, and then the company started going under. He got his golden parachute. His golden parachute, which consisted of an $80 million severance pay. He floated out of the picture and said goodbye, left the company bankrupt. These fucking CEOs, I mean, nobody except maybe a doctor that develops a cure for cancer is worth that much money. And certainly not a fucking CEO that sits on his ass all day and plays solitaire in an office that is twice the size of the house that you're probably living in right now. And you know what? The American government is not enslaving us the way we think it is. Everyone wants to blame everything on the government. In America, we are under slavery, but a different type of slavery. We're not slaves to the state. We're slaves to the dollar. We are brainwashed from birth to think that we owe this country something. And patriotism and ignorance and stupidity are the 3 factors that the United States government thrives on. They depend on the stupidity of the public. Get a load of this. President Obama, for instance. I read the other day how his speeches were being considered too intellectual. his speeches were too complex for the American people. So he was advised to tone it down a bit and talk a little bit more simply, because the American people were too fucking stupid to understand what he was saying. And you know what? I know this pisses you off, because it pisses me off. Because the intelligent minority of Americans, which probably accounts for 5 to 10% of Americans, are batted down by the other 90% of Americans, who would probably make very good cult members, because they believe whatever they're told. They do not think ahead. All they think about is themselves and how they can make their lives better, and they trust the government and they give them all the power. In America, we are not slaves to anything unless we allow to be slaves to them. And that is the truth. The United States government thrives on stupidity. If you don't know your rights in America, you have no rights. But if you know them, you do have them. So, people need to realize that it's not a choice anymore. We can't just keep sitting around saying, we need to make a revolution, we need to do this, we need to do that. The future of your children depends on whether or not you're willing to keep sitting back and taking shit. Because it's come to that breaking point. The point, the wave of bullshit that the United States government has forced on its people has come to a breaking point. Over 2 million people stood at Washington last week and protested the plans that Obama and his cabinet had come up with for America. So that shows you people have had it. We're sick of this bullshit. We are sick of war. We are sick of being lied to. We are sick of the government assuming control. We want our freedom back. We want our lives back. We are over it. We would rather die than live in this type of environment. And we are fucking goddamn over it.